This is Jason Fraser.
This is Matt O'Brien.
Hey, this is Ray Zwicker.
All right, world. My name is Cal Post.
Guys, this is Christina Walkinshaw.
This is Eddie Delaseppe.
This is Adrian Spencer.
My name is Timo.
And you're listening to the Julien Dionne
You're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
Who am I talking to? What am I doing?
Julien Dionne Comedy Hour.
You're listening to the...
Comedy Hour. See, I took the word out comedy. Changes the meaning completely, doesn't it?
Dazing. Not really, I'm overworking, but dazing. The holidays. Happy holidays. You're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
And aren't we all?
Now broadcasting live and totally uncensored, from Lemon Press Studio in the beautiful Gatineau Hills.
Project. I was like half asleep on the couch and now I'm projecting.
Hey everyone, this is Christian Potenza.
This is K. Trevor Wilson.
This is Jean Paul, a.k.a. the Island Hipster, hashtag hipster business.
This is Steph Tola.
Hey, this is Jake Goldsby.
This is Sky Wallace.
Hey everybody, this is Erica Sigurdson, aka Ricky Siggs.
Okay, hello. Hi.
This is Howard Wagman.
Hey, this is Peter Anthony, the PA system.
This is Matt O'Brien.
Some people like that's my rap name.
This is Jen Grant, and you're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
Show. You and me belong, just like the flowers, laughing all day long. People, I need to lose.
1 minute.
Sing a little song, then take a shower. Julien Dionne. It's a show. It's not an hour. It's a show. It's okay.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
A waste of time.
Welcome, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Julien Dionne Show with Jen Grant. We are your hosts, Julien Dionne and Jen Grant.
Good morning.
Oof.
I went to school.
Oof.
I learned a lot. Got a degree in what I'm not. You spend your life.
Nuggy's climbing on the
Remember when we said it
lamp.
wasn't a good idea to have the animals?
Yes.
Oh, he's about to chew that cord.
It's okay.
Waste of time.
No shit. Why? The cat is now after the tripod, the camera tripod. We're broadcasting to you live from Lemon Press Studios in the beautiful Gatineau Hills. Hi. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter Live, Facebook, Twitch, did I say that? And Daily Motion. Thank you. Anyways, Wednesday, March 3rd. Happy Hump Day. Here we go. I can't decide when I take notes. What do you think is better? Digital or analog? How do you take your notes? Let us know, by the way, in the comments. Jen Grant is on the comments, live and direct. Sigida. If you are watching live, if you're on demand, we appreciate you too. We're a podcast first, available wherever you get your podcasts. Let's tone this down a notch.
Yeah, this is just a little bonus feature, a little icing on the cake. If you
Coming in hot today. By the way, on tomorrow's show, we'll have fantastic Vancouver-based comedian Erica Sigurdson will be on the show.
Sigurdson. Sounds a lot like Sigida.
Oh yeah, it does.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Erica Sigurdson will be on the show tomorrow. Today's just you and me, Jenny. Oh, but I can't every time I take notes. So I'm starting tonight a run of shows at Absolute Comedy in Ottawa. Social distanced comedy, 50 people max at the club, including staff and comedians. So if you're in the Ottawa area, come check out the shows Wednesday to Sunday, 8 p.m. every night. But so I'm going over my notes, and I can't. I don't. It's really not a big deal, but it gives me gentle anxiety to not be able to commit to a system for my notes, whether it's my comedy notes, excuse me, or just personal journaling. Whether I want to go analog, pen to paper, or digital.
Digital. Everything sounds like Sigida.
Digital.
Okay,
What do you do? Okay, he's hyper.
I know. He's good. He's up to no good.
What do you prefer, Jen Grant? And let us know in the comments. What do you prefer? Do you like pen to paper, because I like that. That's my preference, is pen to paper. But I like the idea. The OCD in me likes the idea of having it all sorted in a nice file folder, specific bits and premises, all kind of like a little system, a digital system, if you may.
I have the solution for you.
Go ahead.
I'm really glad you're bringing it up, and I'm going to change your life. Ready?
Both.
Actually, yes.
Is that what you're going to say?
But most importantly, writing it out. And the reason is because I just heard this from someone recently that when
we're writing it out, but I mean writing it out pen to paper or digital or like a computer.
I know. I'm about to tell you. So actually writing it with a pen or a pencil, because your brain, it really sinks in better, because what you're doing is you're taking the information from your brain and then
through the pen.
Yeah, you're actually kind of creating some kind of a link there that's different than just typing out. Typing out is more like, I don't know what the word is, but there's less
clinical.
There's less like meaning attached to it. When you write, there's something about that. But then as a stage 2, the ideal, what I've done maybe 60% of the time, I'm not at 100, but I like it when I do the paper first, and then I go in.
That's a good idea.
And then I add it. I add it to like a page in my pages,
like a document
or
that's
all
of your material. That's good.
Yeah.
And then when you write it on computer, then you can edit it. You can add tags. You can kind of.
Yeah, you just said on computer, like on hospital or.
It
on
is.
school.
You don't say the.
I say on the computer.
No, it's on computer. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. I was scared. I was like,
scared.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's a good idea of both, because it literally gives me not anxiety, but a twinge of like, I can't, because I like committing to a system where I know, okay, this is what I do. My comedy notes are all filed on my computer or my notebooks, but then I was like, what do I do? And I have all these different notebooks. Of course, this is many creative people will tell you this. This is the curse of the empty notebook, where you get inspired, you go to Chapters, Indigo, and you get a nice notebook, the smell of it, the feel of it. You're like, I'm going to write my next hour in this. It's going to be life-changing, or whatever it is. I'm going to journal every day, or write my whatever you want in there. Recipes. You get inspired, and then you write the first 4 pages. The first 4 pages start really structured, nice, good handwriting, like really nice calligraphy. And then by the 5th page, it's just your autograph and some doodles. I sign my name.
Even anything.
Sign my name over and over. And then by the end, it's like just a number, like $191.77. Like now it's just used for as whatever's around. I had to write something down. But it starts off like with I have my bit, the name of the bit, with the subheader of a premise. And then it gets filed away. Because that's another thing, you never want to get rid of it. Instead of ripping out the first 9 pages and keeping, you're like, no, I want to keep all. So I have Rubbermaid containers full of these notebooks that are 1/24 filled. Are you with me?
Oh, well, I'd love to be, but the cat, I think, is chewing something.
Oh,
so.
okay. Yeah. Maybe let's not have him in, because it really breaks the flow. I'm like talking and you're like, did you hear what I was saying at all?
I did.
And So then, so in that fit of, I love the classic Mead composition books, the ones with the marble kind of cover. Mm-hmm. So I just ordered 5. They come in a 5-pack.
Oh, don't worry. I don't need anything.
Do you need anything? It's still, my shopping cart's still open.
Oh, perfect.
What would you need?
Wow. That was a bad attitude I had there, eh?
Yeah.
Where are you ordering from?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Staples?
Well, I was just wondering. I'll think about it.
I know I'm not supposed to order from Amazon, but I do for certain things. Is that were you was that a
No, actually.
a gotcha?
I just assumed it was Staples, but it depends what I want. I need to know where you're getting it from.
Right. So then I was like, I want a system, a clean system. No more of these empty notebooks and these, like, what's that worth? I want, because I'm all scattered.
I know.
And I know I have a lot of material all over the place, but if I could just all wrangle it in one place,
I know.
I'd have a lot of new material. Instead, I don't. I'm all scattered, and I end up doing. I go on stage and I do the same thing. Hey,
you know what I want to get you?
What?
Your own book case, because then you can put all your books and and then you can divide them, and like, these are the notebooks I haven't used yet, and then you can,
Yeah.
I have notebooks like that too. I know what you mean. There's something. That's why I like mornings, because it's anything in the beginning where it's fresh and like anything can happen. It's like that feeling of that new notebook.
Oh,
it's
the
like
new notebook feeling
happen.
is a great feeling.
I love it.
And so,
it's so
and
perfect.
then it becomes an old notebook quick. And then, but you know what I've found? You can rekindle your love with old notebooks, because you take one out, you go, oh my God, this is a really nice notebook. Oh look, there's only 4 pages that have stuff on. Rip them out.
Yeah.
And then page 5 again gets new life. It's all like perfect writing.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever filled the closest I've come to filling a notebook were these Comedy Monday Night ones, the blue ones. I have 2 or 3 of those, and one is like full. That's. But anyway, I want to. So then I was like, okay, I want to write out my set list. I want to do a different set every night this week. Some of the same bits, but just if. I like to think if someone was to come to all 5 shows, it would be at least something different every time, even though the bones would be the same. But then I'm like, do I go on my computer? Do I go on computer and just start a system? And that's another thing I can't. But you're right. I think I do the same thing with notebooks, but with Word documents. It's like half full, and then I start another one.
And another suggestion.
Yes.
I used to do the same thing with self-help and personal development books, actually fiction books too, but nonfiction especially. I would get all gung-ho, coming in hot. I would read the book. I'd be like, oh, this is it, changing my life forever. And then I would get to like page, 27, and I'd bail. And I would just kind of forget about it, and I didn't care anymore. It's like anything. It's like you start working out, you get all excited, or a diet or whatever, New Year's resolutions, it's the same thing all the time. But I decided to make the commitment to finish a book. And then once I started doing that, I just always did it.
Yeah.
I always do it now because it makes you feel so good when you finish it. So finish that notebook.
This one?
Or pick one. The next
300 pages, and they're all empty, and I got this years ago. Look, they're all empty. I just started again. I ripped out the beginning. Oh, no, there's beginnings here. You wanted me to read what I just fell on? Mexico. 10 of... Oh, the concept of tanning is weird. Sick base, bro. Eat, drink, start every day. Tequila, beer. Oh, that's my...
Oh, that turned into a bit.
Yeah. Just a side note, my finger smells like peanut butter, and I haven't had peanut butter today. What could it be?
That's disgusting.
Smell.
No, thank you.
Come on. It's just peanut butter.
No,
Smell
it's
it.
not, though.
I know, but what could it be?
I don't know.
Please?
Your bum?
My bum does not smell. I wish it smelled like peanut butter. I'd always be in there.
Ew. Get that away from me.
Can you smell it, please?
Get that away from me. I'm not smelling your finger.
It's just like a peanut butter hue.
I don't
kind of like
the idea of that.
It's always gross
Get
when you
Nuggy to smell it.
Always gross when you smell your fingers.
Oh, here we go.
I didn't say that because of that, by the way. It literally smells like peanut butter. I have an old bit I used to do about how it's.
You still do it.
Once in a while when I have to do an hour at a corporate or something. How when you smell your fingers, it's always disgusting, no matter what. Like you could be at the Bay testing out colognes on your fingers, and anyone walking by will be like, "Why is that man smelling his ass?" Thank you. Oh, I meant to laugh, but it smells like peanut butter. That's weird. But anyway, so
It's not weird. It's upsetting.
I think you're right, though. I think the right system is both. Because for TV and, for example, our Just for Laughs radio taping we're doing at Yak Yaks next week, we have to submit a script. You can't like screenshot your notebook and be like, here. So...
And also, it's archived really nice on your computer.
That's why I'm like I said, like the creative side of me just loves the pen to paper feeling and jibber jabber, like the kind of like the chicken scratch, just write as it comes. Because I can write way faster than I can type. But I like the OCD side of me. OCD likes the organized system of streamlining everything and just having like. You know.
Yeah, I think doing it both really, and then you're like really sinking it into your brain because you're doing it twice. When I was in university, humble brag, thank you. I love just.
I wish we could go, like if we had a team of staff.
I know.
They did this on, I saw the other day, on last week, Tonight with John Oliver, this one anchor, this woman news reporter that always talks about how she went to Harvard. I went to Harvard. So when I went to Harvard, and they just did this montage, it was so funny. I wish we could we'd have the manpower to go through all the episodes and pull out every time you said, I went to university. So I have a degree in mass communication. So I went to, when I was in university, it was just funny.
I know. I used to get really stressed out when I'd have to study for an exam. Oof, freaked out. Like, because it's so much material and content to memorize and to remember. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And one thing that I discovered after the first year or two is that I really noticed that when I wrote my study notes, because when I first started, I would be writing my study notes and condensing all the material so that I could study from the study notes instead of studying from all my lecture notes because there were so many. And then I thought, oh my God, it's taking me so long to write out the study notes. I'm not going to have time to study the study notes. But what I realized is that's studying. You're actually studying when you do that. Oh, you're too slow.
I don't have one. There's nothing for...
Yeah. But you
say you study when you study.
You study when you write.
Then I realized.
But then I realized that you study when you write out your study notes. Because it's really going in there because you're reading it and then you're deciding how to shorten it.
Yeah.
And then you're writing it. So it's all like really sinking into your brain. So like I would do pretty good on exams and I was like, oh my God, I didn't even study my study notes very much. But I had already studied.
Did we have peanut butter this morning?
Yeah.
No, it's really like I just smell peanut butter. Anyway,
Are
yes.
you creating this peanut butter line of the plot just specifically for Jordan to create a clip about peanut butter fingers?
Oh my, okay. If you think I think like that, like, oh, let's think of the social media post while I'm doing the show. No.
Joking.
Do you? Like, do you do things on the show where you're like, this would be a good clip online?
Okay.
Hey,
I'll admit this. I don't care. I don't think about it beforehand, but if I'm starting to do something, I do in the back because she's so good at, like, I never know what she's going to pick.
I can't multitask that way.
No,
I just
hold on. I didn't even let me finish how I do it.
You go ahead.
So I'll say something. I won't think of it at the time, but right after I say it, I'm like, oh, Jordan might use that.
But then do you bring it home and emphasize it just so you're like, oh, this will be a clip, and then you add to it like in that mind, and then you're now in the clip?
Well, I hate to say it because you're gonna judge me, but
No,
maybe I have a couple times.
I'm not as if I judge you. I'm just because I can't think like my mind doesn't split off that way.
Because I'm a performer. I don't know if you know that, but when you perform, you really.
So like let's say you say something.
That's my character.
Let's say now.
Yeah.
Are you like, when you go, I'm a performer, you're like, oh, this would be good for the internet. And you're like, that's my character. Now, would you add to it thinking of the clip? Now you're not in the moment. You're thinking of like the clip she would put together?
I wouldn't continue thinking, but I'd have a fleeting, I'm under.
So you might add an extra tag or two, like, I'm a performer. And then go, oh, that's a clip. And then go, yes. Yeah. Thinking, oh, this will be used.
Well, you know what? I don't even see that as a bad thing, even if I did.
I'm impressed. That's where this is coming from. You're misreading the situation.
Well, you know why I don't think it's bad? Is not that you think it's bad, but one might think, oh, you're just creating content for your social media posts. Well, either way, it's adding an element to the show where it makes me remember that I'm entertaining people on some level. And what is entertaining anyway? I mean, do you entertain every day?
So like now, when you started that little diatribe, did you think,
No.
oh, this will be added
No,
to my
you know what I thought?
performance style, so I'll just add to it?
No, but you know what I was doing, right?
What?
Could you tell I was influenced a little bit by...
Kirsten Winks?
No, that...
Oh, Jason Silva?
Yeah.
When you said perform, it sounded like Kristen Wiig
I thought of her afterwards.
the password. But, and you're right, when you write notes, it's like studying, because, and then you hear all of these tricks. And I was, this was my kind of studying. I'd hear like, oh, if you sleep on your notebook, it goes in your brain. But you, like, you can't just do that and expect
Wouldn't that be
it.
great?
Yeah, I've tried. Literally, I would sleep on a book like, oh, this is gonna work, and I'd wake up. Or you record yourself. I've done this for scripts where like it's like whatever the script is, and you record yourself doing it, and what's he doing?
Trying to bite off those gel tips.
Gel tips.
The ones you crazy glued onto the cat's nails.
Oh, but then I'll hear like, I'll hear my voice, and I've done that for scripts where I record my voice, and then
Oh my gosh, are you okay?
I forget, like I fall asleep right away, and it doesn't register. By the way. Yeah, those gel nails. I'll never do that again. I glued these little tiny gel covers on the cat's nails. Because you see these. We went to the vet years ago with our other cat, Georgie, God rest his soul.
R.I.P.
And what's going on? Like, I feel like you're totally just... Imagine you're talking to me and I'm just like this the whole time.
Okay, go. Talk to them.
You too. I want response.
Well, I can listen and also have my eyeballs look at a cat. Like, I can't... I'm
That's
not
true.
like...
I don't think that way because I can't multitask. So if I'm like this, I'm not listening to you. But
good to know.
I glued these little... We went to the vet one time and she was like, oh, I just put... Because we didn't want them to scratch the couch. It's like, I'll put these little plastic covers on and you crazy glue them on. These little gel nails. And so it's way better than declawing, and they just don't scratch the furniture. She's like, it's really easy to put on. First of all, not easy to put on. Think about it. It's the size, it's just a little bit bigger than a cat nail. And first of all, try touching a cat's paws for more than 10 seconds. And then you kind of like slide it on. You put a dab of crazy glue inside the little...
It has to be such a small dab, eh?
I know, and that's why I think I messed up, because I put too much crazy glue, and when you put the cap on their nail, the crazy glue overflows from it, and it sticks to their skin and fur, and it irritates, and so that's what makes it uncomfortable.
Does anyone think
Not
this
the
is
actual
mean,
thing.
what he did?
Well, I didn't think it was, because you look on, there's 3,400 reviews, all 5 stars. Like, this saved my furniture, everything's good. And it's so easy to put on. Not easy. I've got to write that down. There's a funny thing there.
Mm-hmm.
Cat gel nails and anal glands. Yeah, so when I put them on, I think it irritates. I did all of Nuggies. All 10 claws. And so as soon as they were on, he tried to put them on. And it looks like he ripped part of his nails off when we came back from vacation.
So sad.
I know, poor little guy. I'm never doing that again. And I'd put 3 on Farley, and then he's a psychopath. So it was hard to put on. But anyway, I don't think you should do that. Don't put plastic gel caps on your cat's nails. Just trim their nails and just accept the fact they will ruin everything in your house.
That's the thing about cats, eh?
And dogs. They just ruin things. The wear and tear on the house is...
making notes for jokes?
Not at all. Jeez. How did he see that? You're not even looking at me. I'm like, I move my pen. Wow, making jokes now? Notes? Pick today. Yesterday I was pick. But, no, you know what I'm doing? Writing notes for the recap, just of what we talked about.
Oh, that's an excellent idea, which I did.
Because when I record the intro to the podcast on today's episode, and then I never remember. I'm like, what did we just talk about? So we did analog, digital. Anyway, But so don't do the cat nails if you're thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a cat like Nuggy, they're easy to put on, but then you're just tormented with the thought that you've hurt him. Like he was just like really at them.
I know.
Poor little guy.
And they groom themselves like incessantly.
No, so he's just like gnawing at his little nails forever.
Aw.
You got a few of them off, but you tore some stuff with it.
Ugh. Next time, if I do the caps again, I'm just going to do like a French manicure style so no one can really tell that he has them done.
Just the tips?
Yeah, just the tips.
Just the tip.
Oh my gosh. There's something else.
We watched a documentary last night.
Yeah, it was good.
Notorious B.I.G. What's the name of it? I don't even know.
I don't even know either. It's about him.
It's on Netflix, a Netflix original. It just came out. It's about the lifestyle or the life of Notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls. Can I say what you said after?
Sure.
So we watched this hour and 34-minute documentary about Notorious B.I.G. and all this, and it's very interesting about his life. It's crazy that he died at 24.
Ugh, hate it.
But it seemed like he was like 44.
Yeah, he did.
Just in his words and the way he carried himself and his body of work and the way he's influenced everything since like he's become way larger than life after his death.
Very true.
And so you're like, it was a kid. Think of 24-year-old twits. We talked about it on the show yesterday. They have nothing to say, and they're obnoxious most of the time.
Yep.
Except Jordan.
It's true. Jordan is very mature.
Yes. Very, very. They're not all twits, but for the most part, think of a 24-year-old.
Yeah. Even she would say that.
I
she's
think
in
of
her
myself
20s.
as
She's not 24, but
when I say that, I often think of myself.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
But anyway,
yeah.
we watched this Notorious B.I.G. documentary, and it finishes, and we get up, and we're getting ready to go to bed, and Jen goes, "So who's Biggie Smalls?" I go, "What? Who's Biggie Smalls?" I go, "What are you talking about?"
Can you explain why I said that though?
And then you said it again. You're like, I know we watched, but I go, we just watched a documentary on Biggie Smalls. You're like, I know, but who is he? I'm like, am I on mushrooms right now, or are you? Well, because at one point he had to stop using the name Biggie Smalls because there was like an old jazz player or something, that jazz artist that was named Biggie Smalls and had threatened to sue him. But.
And he couldn't have been more different.
Yeah.
Hey?
It's like, hello, my honey, hello, my honey. Anyway, it was a really good documentary. I think just having a rough life obviously ages you, where you're 24, but you have the wisdom of someone that's 44, and you carry yourself. Like and they have a buddy. This happens with all great rockumentaries or documentaries, music, like for bands and stuff like that, where there's just one guy in the crew that just had a camera rolling at all times.
That's good.
Like for the Tom Petty Running Down a Dream documentary that came out in 2006, their bass player had just always rolling a camera. So that 30 years later, you have this documentary, you've got all this crazy footage.
Yeah.
And this was the same for one of Biggie's guys.
Mm-hmm.
He just always recorded everything from the start, like way back from when he was just like, freestyling in the street. Anyway, it was really interesting. Watch it on Netflix. Spoiler, he dies. Yeah.
I'm not laughing at the fact that he died, but just the way you said that.
I know.
No, he was an old soul too. Like, you could just tell. He was an old soul. He had that vibe about him. And it's interesting because he was an old soul who had revolutionized. No one had come out like him.
Well, because, and this is what I was going to say next. Sorry,
No, it's okay.
The 10,000 hour thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was writing and rhyming since a child in school, in his bedroom. He had notebooks full of rhymes, and he would freestyle. And he had this famous jazz player that lived next door to him that taught him everything about music and the backbeat and everything and how to. And he would.
Wasn't that his uncle or something?
Was it his uncle? No. I think it was just their neighbor.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Right. And he had
his
an uncle
in
too.
Jamaica. Yeah, that
right,
was.
okay.
Yeah, and the Jamaican roots. And so he would go to Jamaica and be immersed in all this culture. And in Jamaica, they were really big into country and Western, oddly enough,
I
into
know.
American.
Surprising.
So he had like the country. Oh shit. Yeah, he's going to do this a million times, I think. I'm getting... crap.
Crap on a cracker? Can you just take your phone off and I'd like do airplane mode?
No, well, it's on my computer.
Jeez, he's up early?
I know.
Frig.
Okay, there. It's my buddy Matt. We have this thing. It started as a joke years ago, where if one FaceTimes the other and you don't answer, you just keep FaceTiming nonstop. And then it evolved to doing it on purpose, where the person's calling nonstop, the other person is just declining, and then we answer on like the 20th time, both laughing. So now there's no way of not doing that, even when it's real. Like when I can't answer, I decline. He's like right away. So I have to text him. I'll call you back later in the middle of something, and he'll be like, first of all, why aren't you watching the show?
Yeah,
these are my supportive friends.
Yeah, thanks.
Anyway. I'll be like, yo, I was in the middle of the show, and be like, sorry, gee. It's like, okay. But so he had all these different roots. So when he'd go to Jamaica, they'd listen to country and Western. And he said to a buddy of his, like, he every night into his like adult years, he would fall asleep to country music at night. So you've got that, and then
Actually,
the Jamaican.
he even said that he couldn't fall asleep unless he was listening to it, which I thought was pretty cute. Like, you don't picture this big, like, tough looking, Brooklyn
crack dealer.
Like,
you're crack dealer.
The word just lends itself to.
Yeah. So he's got all these, and the Jamaican roots, and his neighbor that taught him everything again about jazz and the backbeat. And so then he would, as a kid, freestyle to these beats that were not traditional, tempos to beat
to rap to.
Yeah, so by the time it came to him proving himself just in the streets doing these rap battles and stuff, he was like nothing that anyone had seen, because he had all these different ingredients that came to, and just nonstop writing and rhyming and writing and rhyming, just in his bedroom as a kid, and just like and then his neighbor's beats, and he'd rhyme on top of those things, and it just created this phenom. And you can't deny that. It's not like he just started at 20 and by 24 was this big success just by it. Was his whole life was dedicated to this. And so it's no accident that he became who he was. And when everybody talks about it on the documentary, P. Diddy's like, when I first heard him, he couldn't believe it. He had never heard anything like it. And again, it's all that background of...
and his voice is unique. Like, the tone of his voice is really unique. Like,
Senorita's kiss rings when you meet... That's not it, but...
And Snoop, that was good, though. And Snoop Dogg sounds really unique, too. Like,
you
know right away who it is. Like...
Yeah. He's another one. I would watch a documentary on him.
Oh yeah,
Snoop Dogg would be so good, because most of his features on tracks are improvised. He just freestyles.
That's crazy.
It's insane. When he listened to an interview when he was on Howard Stern last year or the year before, and they just give him a beat and they're like, "Can you do something with it?" And he freestyles, and it's blows your mind because it's good, and it's also Snoop, so it's that voice and that cadence.
I love the voice.
It's so good.
I know.
But these guys have all these crazy backstories. Like Snoop was a gangster. I think he killed someone. He went to jail. Like, they have all these insane stories. But anyway, check that out on Netflix. It was a good watch. It's kind of inspiring too in a way. It's just that you really want to dedicate yourself to something. Just goes to show, like, when you eat, breathe, and sleep, something like that. The basic takeaway from that thing is just no matter what you do it until you're undeniable, and then it's like this podcast. We are undeniable.
Mm-hmm. And it is interesting that you should say he did that when he was a kid, because I remember before I did stand-up, I, for some reason, had this like compulsion to write down stuff that I thought was funny. Isn't that weird? And I never even thought I'd be a comedian. Like, people often, that's a common question, right? From interviewers and just people, regular people. When they find out you're a comedian, they always think it's so crazy. they're like, well, how did you know? Like, did you always want to be a comedian? That's what people always ask. Like, were you the class clown? And
Did you use any of that material?
what? I don't know. I don't have that notebook anymore.
You're like, I wrote down all this stuff before I was a comedian. Did you use it? What? Yeah, I did too. I had like this box, this like shoe box. I knew I was going to be one eventually.
But do you think it's weird that I wrote it down? Like, I remember falling asleep at night feeling like I had to write it down.
It is weird.
That's weird. Like, I really had... In fact, when someone suggested to me you should try stand-up comedy, I was like, no, oh my God. That would be so terrifying. And you have a notebook? Did you use... I know you used some of that material.
Yeah, some stuff I wrote before I ever got into... Well, obviously you have to write something before you do it because... I mean...
You must have been so nervous the first time.
Yeah, I was.
Oh my goodness.
I sure was.
Oh.
Daily dose, get the news from coast to coast. Daily dose, all your news from coast to All coast. the news and headlines from Jen Grant.
That was the weirdest dance I've ever done. I like yours. It was kind of like a scarecrow or something.
Marionette.
A marionette, I should say. Oh my God, your hair. Does anybody else wish they had the volume that Julien does in his hair? All right, here's your Daily Dose for Wednesday, February 3rd. Thank you. So, I don't know why, but I thought you were going to cover this off the top of the show. 6 Dr. Seuss books will stop being published because of racist and insensitive imagery.
What is the imagery?
Well, I'll tell you.
Some stuff is warranted, but some stuff I find crazy, like the fact that they're eliminating Mr. Potato Head.
Why?
Because of the Mr. You didn't see that last week? It was a big story. So it's just going to be Potato Head now. Because you can't force a gender upon something with, I don't know. Anyway, so that is like, I'm like, ugh, I cannot roll my eyes far enough back into my head. But this, if it's like, you know, but the Aunt Jemima thing, I understand. For example.
Well, oh yeah, absolutely. And also, there's a couple things that I want to say about this. If Dr. Seuss wasn't a company still with books that are currently being circulated among children, and it was a piece of history that's terrible, but no one ever looked at it anymore, like maybe it wouldn't be as pressing. But little children, and that has an effect on kids when they read stories like that. Oh yeah,
for sure.
And it forms their ideas of how to, see other people and anyway, so it says here that these books portray people in ways that are hurtful and wrong. They say ceasing sales of these books is only part of the commitment, and they're going to have a broader plan. Now, like, what's good about it too?
Which part? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, part of the plan is to stop publishing those books, but like now the good side of the nice extra nice stuff that happens from this is that companies and publishers and writers will make more of an effort to be inclusive. Instead of just taking stuff out, they'll be like, oh yeah, well there's like lots of different types of people that are reading these.
Can you tell me what the example, like what the things are that are being banned?
Yes. One book is called And to Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street. That's what one of them is called. An Asian person is portrayed wearing a conical hat, holding chopsticks, and eating from a bowl.
And what's wrong with that? I'm just kidding.
Well,
it's a stereotype, of course.
It is a stereotype. I don't think
chopsticks.
I don't think chopsticks or bowls are bad. But you don't want to.
No, but to have like the conical hat and be like,
yes,
it's
right.
I can see that. All right.
But I mean, when you're a kid and you're learning about how different cultures eat their food, it's kind of. I thought it was really cool. I remember when I
feel like the hat puts it over the edge.
That's it. Exactly. Like, if you just want to introduce children to different cultures and, like, isn't this cool, kids, that, like, in Asia, they use chopsticks instead of a fork? I mean, that's interesting as a kid.
Well, that's also problematic.
It is if you want to eat fast and you're not used to using chopsticks. Have you ever tried to, like, if you're really hungry? Thank you. If If you're really hungry and you're like, oh, you just can't get it into your face.
I know,
fast
you can
enough.
only get like 1 grain of rice on that chopstick.
Which is probably healthy to eat slower. You know, we have like a shovel to just shovel it in. Another one is If I Ran the Zoo. That's a book. Includes a drawing of 2 barefooted African men wearing what appear to be grass skirts with their hair tied above their heads.
Every African person I know wears a grass suit.
Skirt. So Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. So it's the stereotypes. I get it. Okay.
Yeah. Dr. Seuss, I don't know if you know this. He was born Theodore Seuss Geisel in Springfield, Massachusetts, and he was born on March 2nd, 1904. So,
well, I mean, in 1904, that's how you would depict an Asian person or whatever.
yeah, it was just the way things were done back then. So, you know, I don't think anyone's like, what a terrible man. They're more like, we need to update it.
Right.
His books have been translated into obviously tons of different languages. Anyway, he died in 91. And he remains very popular, which is crazy. I thought these stats were really interesting. So he remains really, really popular. His company earns an estimated 33 million before taxes in 2020.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's 2 million
Like-
less than Lemon Press Productions.
To think that he left such a legacy and he passed away like 30 years ago, but his company is still making.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's pretty cool. And it's up from just 9.5 million 5 years ago. So it's actually growing. And he's been dead for 30 years.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Forbes listed him number 2 on its highest paid dead celebrities of 2020 behind the late, guess.
Walter Disney.
Nope. No, this is any celebrity that's dead. Doesn't have to be Disney. Oh, yeah, I guess you chose it
That was
based
my,
on that.
my
Okay.
legit guess, yeah.
One more guess.
Kobe Bryant.
Okay, you have one more guess. If you don't get it, we're going to continue through the Daily Dose. I'm going to ask people to comment below, see if they can get it, and I'll circle back after and let them know. And just for a fun little game.
Okay.
So you have one more guess.
Dead celebrity. Rich dead celebrity.
I'm kind of surprised you're not guessing this.
Rich dead celebrity. Not Walt Disney. Not Kobe. I'm drawing a blank.
Come on, what? Just pick one more that's dead.
I can't even think of one dead celebrity.
Think of a huge dead celebrity. Like he was, oops, okay, it's a man.
Huge dead celebrity?
To the point of iconic, obviously.
Robin Williams.
Oh, no.
He was a huge dead celebrity.
Huge dead celebrity. Okay, anyway, so let's just move on. I'm going to circle back. Please, you guys, comment here and let me know if you have a guess. I feel like giving away a prize.
Get dead celebrity. I'm not going to listen now for the rest. I'm going to be trying to figure this out.
That's fun. Jeez,
I'm playing your game and you're like, fun.
Well, it's not fun if you can't let it go and I'm just reading the news to myself. Anyway, so that's pretty much the end of that. Oh, so there's, of course, I wanted to say there's always 2 sides to this issue, right? This decision to cease, the move to cease publication of the books, obviously
Colonel Sanders
drew immediate reaction on social media from those who called it another example of cancel culture. So some people say Ben Shapiro. This is Ben Shapiro tweeted. We've now got. Don't Google it.
I'm not Googling anything. Just keep doing your thing. Don't worry about me.
Okay. We've now got foundations book burning the authors to whom they are dedicated. Well done, everyone, conservative commentator and author Ben Shapiro tweeted. Then others approved the decision. They said the books we share with our children matter. Books shape their world view and tell them how to relate to people, places, and ideas around them. As grown-ups, we have to examine the worldview we are creating for our children, including carefully re-examining our favorites. which I agree with that.
Yeah.
I do.
No, for kids' books, I can see it. It's important. It is.
Yeah.
That I can see.
Mm-hmm. So this is pretty interesting. People in Germany. This is one of the pictures that I
can't
sent you.
think of a friggin' dead celebrity. That would be like rich. Michael Jackson.
Yes.
There it is. Thank you.
You're so happy.
I didn't Google, by the way. I was just queuing up the jingle because if I don't, it takes a long time to load.
Okay. People in Germany have coined more than 1,200 new words. 1,200 about COVID-19 since the pandemic began. 1,200.
Right. Yep.
Doesn't that seem insane? Oh, remember Germany? Guten Morgen?
Yeah, we lost our German viewers.
Well, I think we still have listeners, but
Well, our main commentors.
There's a word called Corona mood, which literally translates to Corona tired.
I'm so I was trying to do German.
And a more dramatic example of that word is Corona angst. And then either
Corona angst.
Oh, woke up the cat. Either feeling is likely set in when you're over-zoomed. Okay. And
Over-zoomed?
Yeah, if you've got Zoom fatigue, you know how that's a thing?
Yeah.
This person says that her favorite word is Fubgrub, which means foot greeting.
So this picture, what am I showing here?
Fubgrub. Hold on. All right,
Oh.
did you already send it?
No,
Show it?
no. It's ready to go. I just
Okay.
thought you were...
Okay.
I don't know if you wanted me to show it
Yeah,
now.
just 1 second. Oh, yeah, it's coming up right now. Yeah, go ahead. Many of the new words are practical, describing new activities and situations. Abstandbjar. Abstandsbjar. For example, means distance beer. Means grabbing a drink with pals from a safe distance. That's a weird mask, eh?
It is. So that's... What are we showing here? The mask?
No, beers in Germany.
Oh. Oh, it's
I
just
thought it
like
was
goes
just
with
cute.
the story.
I thought
That
it was
is
just
cute.
extra visuals.
Look at us being like the news.
Yeah. There are also several words for mask, including Schnuttenpulle, which translates to mouth sweater,
Yeah.
or Jesit which means face condom. I thought that was kind of interesting that they've come up with all these different terms. Anyway, there you go. You can change. You can take that picture off now. Now the next picture.
Please just clean your arse there, Nugget.
Yeah, please. And can you do it front and center too?
Look at this little foot. All right, sorry.
Yeah.
It might be It's cute to have the pets on, but it's distracting.
A massive.
He's right in there.
Massive iceberg, twice as big as the city of Toronto. Does that freak your freak?
Twice as big as Yes.
It broke off Antarctica
All right.
last week.
Enough. Right in there. Okay. Should I show
Imagine
the picture
freedom.
now?
Imagine the freedom. Sure.
I know. Then the flexibility.
I know. According to a news release from the British Antarctic Survey, which is BAS, the BAS, operates a base on the Brunt ice shelf where the 1,270 square kilometer iceberg, nearly 1/3 the size of Prince Edward Island. I didn't know PEI was that big. Wow. Broke off. Can you see it there?
Yeah. So what broke off the North Brunt?
Yes. They said that
PEI is yeah, I didn't think so either. Like PEI to me seems smaller than Toronto.
I
like the
know.
entire island, because Toronto's huge, like sprawled out.
I know, it's crazy.
Like PEI. Well, I mean, you can drive on PEI for a good hour. No, I don't know. Whatever. Shut up, Jules.
Whoa. So the teams at BAS have been prepared for the calving of an iceberg from Brunt ice shelf for years. The director there said over coming weeks or months, the iceberg may move away or it could run aground and remain close to the Brunt ice shelf. So don't worry. It's not coming this way. Anyway, it was the third major crack to become active in the last decade and eventually cut through the 150-meter thick ice shelf. That's crazy. Like the shit that's happening in the world, eh?
It's twice
Right
as more
now.
active than the active crack in this house. I don't know.
Yeah,
Go
that
ahead.
was real weird. Anyway, the good news of that story
There
is
just has
that-
to be something there with active crack. Anyway.
The good news of that story is that it has nothing to do with climate change. Yay. It's just like a normal thing that happens. So that's good.
Excuse me. I hate yawning on
Oh,
camera.
and the other thing that I wanted to say, last thing I'm going to say in the Daily Dose,
Yeah.
is there's was a medical expert being interviewed, and I think it's really important to talk about this, that now there's like this narrative that's happening that there's now like a bad vaccine and a good vaccine. We've touched on that before.
Yeah.
It's like the Pfizer and the Moderna are better because they're 90% effective, but then the what's it called again?
AstraZeneca?
Yeah, is 62%.
62? I thought it was Johnson & Johnson that was like 66.
No, that's 62. I think Johnson & Johnson's higher.
66.
I think it's even more than that.
Oh,
Don't
yeah?
you think? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it was
Anyway,
66 is the one dose.
I think it's misunderstood.
But isn't that...
She said without a doubt, this doctor said, without a doubt, if you are offered any kind of vaccine, take it.
But there are two that are better. If two are 95% effective
But-
and one's 62%, it's like the math is right there.
No, I know, but it's misinterpreted. It's misunderstood, because she said that when it comes to, like, I think that's the overall number for many factors about the vaccine, but she said when it really boils down to what's important, she goes, when you talk about the subsections, the severe disease that people can get, the hospitalization, and the potential of dying of COVID-19, all the vaccines are equally protective. That's what she said.
Oh, okay.
So when it comes
That's
to
what
that,
she said.
that specific thing, then I think that's good to know.
All little pricks are effective. That's what she said.
Oh my God.
Literally.
Someone's trying to get the remind the viewers and listeners it's a comedy podcast.
Well, sometimes
That's our
it's
daily
like,
dose for
come on.
today.
Daily dose, daily dose. Get the news from coast to coast. Daily dose, daily dose. All your news from coast to
All
coast.
the news and headlines from Jen Grant.
The clap. When you run out of things, you go. That's your move.
Oh, thanks.
I like your moves.
Thank you.
I'm so critical, eh? When you do this, this is you. I'm so obnoxious. Just tell me to fuck off. Really?
As if.
I'm obnoxious sometimes. I'm like, you just did, you do that. Yeah, look in the mirror, dummy. Speaking of mirrors.
I'm glad you didn't say speaking of dummies.
Yeah, I know. This episode of The Julien Dionne Show with Jen Grant is brought to you by Gringo's Blazing Sauces. Do yourself a favor. Go to Gringo's Blazing Sauces and discover the flavor of the best small batch salsas and hot sauces, grilling and barbecue sauces and charcuterie jellies that you will ever throw down your smooth gullet.
Smooth.
GringosBlazingSauces.com. They're based out of Ottawa and they ship all over North America. And if you live in Canada and order over $40, you get free shipping on that son of a gun. On top of that, listeners of this program get an additional 5% off by entering promo code JD5 at checkout. This stuff is good stuff. It's chef-owned and operated, so they use nothing but the best ingredients. They hand-select the freshest ingredients. Every time you can taste the passion in the bottles, each bottle. You get that perfect balance between good heat and flavor. Packs a punch, I tell you. GringosBlazingSauces.com. Do it today.
Are you a cow? Oh my God.
Oh my God. Well, where are we at? That's that. The Cat in the Hat. On brand. On topic. Topical. 7:52. The last couple days I've had just shy of an hour. I'm like checked out.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing this 5 days a week, eh?
This is true. I feel like we don't get enough credit for that. How? Like, what other psychopaths do 5 episysodes a week of their
Psychopaths.
podcasts? There are none.
Yeah.
Really, it's like, oh, hey, download our podcast once a week. Get out of here.
You're the voice.
We do it, or the most is like, we do it twice a week, 2 episodes a week. We're show heavy. We do 5 episodes a week. That's crazy.
It is.
We tend to forget that because we do it live and like we record it and then it's out there. But 5 episodes of the podcast every week.
I know.
What the hell? Why aren't people carrying us on their shoulders everywhere we go?
They should be.
When we walk into the grocery store, they should be like, oh, you guys are the ones that do a podcast 5 times a week?
I love how you told the
For
story
peanuts.
as if we go to the grocery store together.
That's true.
You will not go to the grocery store with me.
I go by myself because when I go, I can just bing, bing, bang. Little mouth on and bing, bing, bing. Get out of there. But I feel like with you, we dilly-dally. We look.
Oh, when was the last time we even... You need to give me another chance.
This is true, and I will.
Oh,
No.
Downton Abbey.
No, we already did that one. It's crazy. There's 500 tracks here. I select one random every day, and it's crazy that I sometimes end up on the same one. I get confused at the
Ooh.
grocery store. I refuse to ask for help at the grocery store. So that's why I prefer not to go. I'll just stay home while you go to the grocery store.
The amount of times you've called me from the IGA. You're like, where's that peanut butter again? I forgot. Oh, God.
On my
Julian, why don't
fingers.
you pay attention?
Aisle 5.
Ew.
The bathroom.
Ew.
That's right. I panic every time I'm in there. It's like I don't learn my lesson and I could just ask, but I don't, so I just have a meltdown and leave. Yeah, that's what I do. I either leave or take 2.5 hours to get 3 items because I refuse to ask, excuse me, where's the gluten-free almond flour? It would be easy because some 16-year-old shelf stalker could be like, oh, it's aisle 9. They'd be over. But instead, I'm determined to find it on my own.
No singing?
Then I get... well, this is the musical break in the middle.
Oh, okay.
You'll see where it's going to kick in. This is where we talk R&B style.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And then it kicks in 2, 3 at the grocery store. Here we go. Aisle 2 to 9 are where you'll find most of the products. Then aisle 11, you get into weird shit like cleaning products and stuff like that.
Is that weird?
Yeah, mop. Buy a mop and like, what else can you get at the grocery store, Jenny?
How many times have you called me asking where something is? I try to explain it, but you're like, where?
Grocery
and
store.
I go, well, you know where the produce is.
At the
And
grocery
then you're
store.
like, where's the produce? I'm like, it was right when you walked in.
I'm flipping out
into
at the grocery
and you
store.
don't know where it is.
I'm losing my mind at the grocery store. Come on, I can't take it anymore. I'd rather die than a trip at the grocery store. Come on, I don't know what it is about it. I freak out every time. I'm discombobulated. I turn around, all around every time. What's wrong with me? Well, probably social anxiety. Who knows? Because all of that could be put to an end by just asking someone, excuse me, where's the chicken? The gluten-free, grass-fed,
Gluten-free chicken.
I don't know. It's an improv song. We
And
don't...
chickens, there's no such thing as grass-fed.
Oh, no?
Grass-fed chicken.
Chickens don't eat grass?
Maybe, but
Everybody. All right.
that was fun.
Yeah, that was a good one. I'm going to save this page. Because, again, there's 500 tracks on
Please
this
do.
thing. Page 11.
Please do.
Let's go save it. That was a good one. I'm going to, anyhow.
Hmm?
What?
Hmm? Oh.
I'm going to go music. All right. I don't think I need to...
Describe everything?
Yeah, bookmarking a page.
Wow, this is riveting.
At the grocery store. It was catchy.
Yeah, I liked it.
See, and again,
And I
it's
love
no
grocery
thinking.
stores.
As soon as we talk about it, you just go in.
Yeah, I love it.
You think. I learned that from my good friend, Notorious Big.
Oh, yeah? Oh, I thought you meant Big, your friend Big.
Okay, you're somewhere else.
No.
Like I learned that from my friend Notorious Big. Oh yeah?
No,
See,
no.
I did that again. What I know you know what you just did. Why did I have to repeat it? I'm so obnoxious. That's like my 8-year-old growing up with 4 sisters, like, I know you are, but what am I kind of tactic. You just did this.
Oh,
And us being around each other 24/7 for the last year, I've devolved to sibling energy.
That's really nice to hear, fiance.
Geez, it's jokes. Hairspray. All right, so again, if you're in Ottawa tonight, come to Absolute Comedy. We'll both be there.
Yep.
Performing.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be the first time I've performed for a live audience in a year.
Since Feb, since the
Over a
Comedy
year.
Nest.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's going to be monumental. I'm going to be like, so... Is there like plastic in front of you when you do it?
Plexiglass, yeah.
Have you done it yet?
No, I haven't, but I've seen pictures. Yeah. You've got like 3 sides of plexiglass. I've done shows in French like that with the plexiglass, but I like it. You're just kind of in your own little space.
Yeah, and if anyone throws a tomato. Oh, yeah. I don't
we'll
like
be back
that.
tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, for Thursday show tomorrow. Jeez. Oh, it's hump day today. We should have done a hump day song next week. Learned a lot. Come on. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. We're the Julien Dionne Show with Jen Grand. We do 5 episodes a week like psychos. We record them live. You can watch and take part on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter Live, or Daily Motion. And then available on demand wherever you get your podcasts. Literally everywhere. I love you. Oh, the tongue there. All right, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. And until then, watch your head.
Wandering eyes and itchy feet. I'm just a thin, nervous shadow walking backwards down the street. The landing is bitter, but the falling is oh so sweet. It's just a waste of time, a beautiful waste of time. It's just a waste of time. The whole world wants a piece of my head, but they all get a piece of my mind instead. I roll over and go back to bed. It's such a beautiful waste of time. A waste of time. A beautiful waste of time. It's just a waste of time. A beautiful waste of time. It's just a waste of time. A beautiful waste of time. It's just a waste of time.
Oh, the